The Galactic Peace Summit was never intended to be a battlefield, yet the moment Ambassador Drexon opened his mandibles to speak, the atmosphere shifted as sharply as a drawn blade. The Grand Assembly Hall, an architectural marvel of shimmering alloy and crystalline pillars, had held calm diplomacy for 3 days straight. That calm shattered when Drexon's voice boomed across the chamber, amplified by crystalline resonance technology. "Gunnery Sergeant Isla," he announced, letting the human's title drip with condescension. 500 delegates representing 70 different species turned their attention toward the lone human seated among them. "Your species is infamous for violence. Tell us." He leaned forward, relishing every syllable. "How many sentient beings have you personally killed in the name of Earth?" Silence fell like a guillotine blade. The question was beyond inappropriate. It was a direct diplomatic attack, a calculated attempt to humiliate humanity and corner Isla into appearing barbaric. Drexon expected denial, defensiveness, or shame. What he did not expect was composure. Isla stood slowly. Her dress uniform was immaculate, metals catching the hall's refracted light. She carried herself with the kind of discipline that made observers instinctively straighten. With quiet, measured steps, she approached the central speaking platform. "Ambassador Drexon asks a fair question," she said, voice calm enough to unsettle those who understood human emotional nuance. "Transparency builds trust. So I will answer honestly." She paused, letting every delegate settle into the anticipation. 0. A ripple of confusion passed through the assembly. Drexon's mandibles clicked sharply. "Impossible. You claim 15 years of service across 8 conflicts. Your commendations indicate repeated frontline engagement. And yet you claim 0 kills?" "That is correct," Isla said, unflinching. "I have never killed a sentient being." The craven military attaché, General Thorax, who considered humans borderline feral, rose in disbelief. "Absurd. Humans are documented as ferocious combatants. Are you claiming your species' reputation is false?" "No," Isla replied. "I am suggesting you asked the wrong question." The hall shifted from disbelief to fascination as Isla activated her data pad. Combat footage projected into the air, showing human soldiers moving like shadows, executing maneuvers most species would have considered suicidal. "This is the Battle of Kepler Ridge," Isla narrated. Hostile forces held fortified, superior positions. Most species would have launched frontal assaults or long sieges. Humans did neither. As the footage continued, delegates watched humans scale near vertical cliffs, infiltrate impossible terrain, and dismantle enemy logistics with surgical precision. Isla's voice remained level, factual. "We did not kill the enemy commander," she said. "We cut his supply lines. His troops surrendered within 48 hours due to lack of food, water, and ammunition. 0 deaths on either side." Before the assembly could process that, the projection shifted. "This is the Vorten Uprising," Isla continued. The imagery revealed a sacred temple overtaken by extremists, hostages held within. Most militaries would have stormed the structure with overwhelming firepower. Instead, the delegates saw a single human operative moving with impossible stealth, disabling guards one by one, extracting every hostage without ending a life. "Mission success. 0 fatalities," Isla stated. General Thorax slammed a claw against the railing. "These are anomalies. Exceptions. Your species has participated in countless battles, many with heavy casualties. You cannot claim 0 deaths across all engagements." Isla nodded. "Correct. Humanity has been involved in conflicts where deaths occurred. But Ambassador Drexon did not ask how many died in battles I participated in. He asked about my personal kill count." The distinction settled heavily over the chamber. "Earth's military doctrine is built on a principle many species do not share," Isla said. "We believe the purpose of war is not to kill enemies, but to achieve strategic objectives that make killing unnecessary." Drexon's crystalline voice grew sharp with frustration. "You speak in riddles. Combat means death. This is universal truth." Isla turned her gaze directly toward him. "Is it?" She displayed her service record. 47 combat situations. I have fired my weapon 6 times. 4 shots were used to disable equipment. 2 were used to create diversions. I have never fired at a living target." Gasps filled the hall. Even the stoic Vraxian delegates recoiled. "How can a soldier serve 15 years without killing?" Thorax demanded. "Because Earth trains us to think, not only to fight," Isla explained. "Every soldier receives extensive instruction in psychology, negotiation, cultural studies, tactical analysis, and non-lethal resolution. We learn 50 ways to end a conflict before we learn one way to end a life. Her projection displayed rows of human soldiers undergoing diverse training, debate simulations, diplomatic roleplay, psychological assessment, and non-lethal combat. What you see here is not exceptional, ISA said. This is standard. This is expected of every human soldier. The chamber erupted into chaotic debate, delegates shouting, whispering, arguing among themselves. Drexon raised his voice above the noise. Lies, he cried. Humans are vicious, brutal. You conquered your entire planet through warfare. We did, ISA said quietly, and the room fell silent again. That is exactly why we understand the cost of violence better than anyone. She stepped forward. For 10,000 years humans killed each other. We perfected the art of war to the point of near extinction. We learned something your species has not yet understood. Her tone sharpened. The most dangerous warrior is not the one who kills easily, but the one who knows how to win without killing at all. Delegates leaned in, drawn by the gravitational pull of her words. You wanted to embarrass me by implying I am a killer, ISA continued, turning toward Drexon. Instead, you have revealed something far more terrifying. You assumed the presence of a kill count. You believed killing to be inherent to warfare. That assumption proves your species still associates victory with death. ISA allowed the weight of that statement to settle. Earth abandoned that belief 3 centuries ago, she said. General Thorax spoke now with a different tone, not ridicule but caution. What you describe requires immense discipline and overwhelming tactical superiority. You suggest humans are more dangerous than we believed. Correct, ISA answered. A soldier who can kill but chooses not to is infinitely more dangerous than one who has no choice. It means we are in complete control. Gasps and uneasy shifting echoed across the chamber. When humanity chooses violence, it is only after exhausting every alternative, ISA said. And if forced into a scenario where killing becomes the last option, you will face an enemy who has spent centuries practicing restraint and is fully capable of unleashing everything we have suppressed. The hall grew cold. Delegates who once viewed humans as reckless began to see them as something far more unnerving. Warriors who had mastered violence so thoroughly they no longer needed to use it. ISA concluded, my kill count is 0. Do not mistake that for weakness. It is the opposite. It is proof of humanity's ultimate military capability, the power to destroy paired with the wisdom to refrain. ISA's final words rippled through the chamber, leaving an oppressive silence. Every delegate, military commanders, diplomats, scholars, processed the revelation with dawning fear. The deadliest soldiers in the galaxy were not the ones who reveled in violence, but the ones who had outgrown it. She stepped back from the platform and surveyed the hall. Delegates shifted uncomfortably, some re-evaluating centuries of military doctrine, others reconsidering alliances. The idea was terrifying. A species capable of unparalleled lethality, yet disciplined enough to avoid it, was a species that could not be intimidated, outmaneuvered, or provoked without consequences. ISA returned to her seat calmly, posture unbroken, expression neutral. Yet her presence now felt different, larger, heavier, as though the truth she carried had physically reshaped the room. For several long seconds no one dared speak. Then, slowly, the tone of the conversation changed. Delegates whispered not about human savagery, but human restraint. Not about their wars but their philosophies. Not about their weapons but their minds. A Tval scholar murmured, a predator that chooses not to hunt is more terrifying than one that hunts instinctively. A Keth ambassador added softly, to wield the blade without drawing it, such beings are not warriors but guardians. Even Thorax, the aggressive, proud general, sat with a new understanding. He studied ISA with something close to respect. Drexon, the architect of this confrontation, remained silent. His attempt to shame humanity had backfired spectacularly. Now he faced a room that saw humans not as brutes, but as the most strategically advanced and dangerously disciplined force ever encountered. ISA did not look at him again. She didn't need to. Her message had landed with surgical precision. The moderator declared a recess, though no one moved. The delegates remained seated, stunned into introspection. The chamber's holoscreen still showed the final lines of ISA's service record: 47 successful missions, 0 casualties caused, a testament to a new era of warfare. As she prepared to leave, ISA spoke one last time, her voice low but clear enough to carry. Mercy is not weakness. Mercy is control. Mercy is strength. And strength restrained is the most powerful force in the universe. She turned and walked toward the exit, leaving behind a room full of leaders who now understood an uncomfortable truth. The deadliest warriors in the galaxy were the ones who had learned not to kill,